Hey guys, in this lesson we are going to learn how to solve multi-step inequalities by combining like terms. Okay, here's our first example. Negative 2n minus 5n is greater than negative 7. All of the things that we've learned about inequalities still applies, but because there's some extra stuff, we have to do something called combining like terms. You guys remember like terms, right? It's things that would have the same letter, also known as a variable, and the same exponent. So we're basically going to put things together that have the same label. For this example, it would be these two, the negative 2n and the minus 5, because they both have an n. Remember, when we combine like terms, we don't worry about doing opposites. So we just combine them as we see them, which means I'm going to think negative 2 minus 5, which is negative 7n. Everything else will stay the same at this point. To get rid of this negative 7 here, we would end up dividing by negative 7 because there's invisible times. Do it to both sides. The one side crosses out. But for the other side, negative 7 divided by negative 7 is going to be positive 1. Now there's one extra thing that we have to do for this inequality, and that's because of this, where we did a divide by negative 7 on both sides. And that's a flip. So I'm just going to take my inequality symbol and change it to the other direction. Finally, to graph it, I am going to have an open circle on one, and we are going to shade it to the left. Okay, second combining like terms example. This time my like terms are 6r and 2r, but the 2r, notice, has a minus sign in front of it. I'm still going to combine them as they read though, so I'll be thinking 6 minus 2, which is 4. The r stays the same. I'm going to bring down the plus 1 because I haven't used it yet, and also bring down the negative 19 and the inequality symbol. We've got some extra stuff we got to get rid of in this one, but we know how to do this because this is just a type 2 inequality symbol. I'm going to get my single numbers together first. So here's a minus 1 on both sides. These cross out. I'll bring the 4r down. Negative 19 minus 1 is negative 20, and the inequality symbol still stays the same at this point. To get rid of the 4, I'm going to divide by 4 on both sides. Those cross out. Negative 20 divided by 4 is negative 5, and the inequality symbol stays the same because we did not divide by a negative on both sides. So this time there is no flip. Now before I can graph it, my inequality symbol is backwards. So we are going to do a swap. Here's my swap. R goes first, negative 5 goes at the end, and I'll just change the direction of my inequality symbol. I want to make sure that it's still eating the number it was before I swapped it. Finally, to graph it, we're going to have an open circle at negative 5, and I will be shading to the left.